The Tower of Babel continued. Revisiting my Tower of Babel found video, I recently found more information to suggest that the biblical Tower of Babel was originally located in Quebec, Canada, in an ecological reserve known as René-Levasseur Island. We are told that René-Levasseur Island is a natural geologic structure that was formed by the impact of a meteor millions of years ago. I believe there was a very powerful impact from above that formed this formation, but it wasn't a meteor. As I mentioned in my Tower of Babel found video, I find it very interesting that the highest peak on this island is called Mount Babel. As the old saying goes, the best place to hide something is in plain sight. The book of Jubilees tells us the height of this tower in its once glorious form. Jubilees chapter 10 verse 19. For they departed from the land of Ararat eastward to Shinar. For in his days they built a city and the tower, saying, Go to, let us ascend into heaven. Verse 21. And they built it, 43 years were they building it. Its breadth was 203 bricks, and the height of a brick was the third of one. Its height amounted to 5,433 cubits and 2 palms. The extent of one wall was 13 stades, and of the other 33 stades. 5,433 cubits and 2 palms would equal 8,150 feet, or 1.54 miles tall. The length of a cubit was from the forearm to the fingertips. I believe humans during the building of the Tower of Babel were slightly taller than us, so the length of the forearm to the fingertip possibly would have been a little bit longer, and the Tower of Babel could have been more than 8,150 feet. The apocryphal book of Jasher tells us what happened to the tower after God had confused the languages and scattered man across the earth. Book of Jasher, chapter 9, verses 38 through 39. And as to the tower, which the sons of men built, the earth opened its mouth and swallowed up 1/3 part thereof. And a fire also descended from heaven and burned another third. And the other third is left to this day. And it is of that part which was aloft, and its circumference is 3 days' walk. And many of the sons of men died in that tower, a people without number. So the book of Jasher tells us that 1/3 of the tower was swallowed up by the earth, presumably in a cataclysmic earthquake. The book of Jasher states that another third was burned from a cataclysmic fire that descended from the heavens. As I mentioned in previous videos concerning God's wrath, whenever God shows his wrath, it's often in the form of a destructive fire that is able to burn up the works of the earth and melt them. We see examples of this in the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, where fire came down from the heavens and destroyed them. All throughout Scripture, we are told about cataclysmic fires that God sends down to show his consuming wrath. A fire so destructive it is able to melt kingdoms, turning grand palaces into what we call mountains, unrecognizable from their original glorious state. In fact, the book of Hebrews states that God is a consuming fire. The book of Jasher also tells us that 1/3 was left. However, in the book of Jubilees, we are told that the last third was blown away by a mighty wind. Book of Jubilees, chapter 10, verse 26. And the Lord sent a mighty wind against the tower and overthrew it upon the earth. And behold, it was between Asshur and Babylon in the land of Shinar, and they called its name Overthrow. This could possibly explain the giant blocks that are scattered across Canada, such as the mystery rocks of Cypress Hill, which appear almost man-made. Many of these blocks look like giant bricks, possibly once belonging to the Tower of Babel. The book of Jasher states that the circumference of the tower is a 3 days' walk. If you calculate the diameter and radius to get the circumference of René-Levasseur, it will come out to be approximately a 3-day and a 3-hour walk, matching the description of the circumference of the Tower of Babel in the book of Jasher. So it's a very interesting coincidence. And if this is truly the location of the Tower of Babel, it proves that the devil's lies are innumerable, lying about biblical locations of certain events to hide proof of God's wrath. As C.S. Lewis once said, readers are advised to remember, the devil is a liar. I hope you guys enjoyed this and found this video very fruitful. Let me know your honest thoughts in the comment section below. If you would like to support this channel, I do have a Patreon. The link will be in the bio. Again, thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. Till next time.